school, enrichment classes and extracurricular activities. When it comes to providing for their children's education, it seems parents are under more stress than their children. What do you think is the biggest challenge when it comes to raising a child?
Expectations.
What expectations? Your expectations or society's expectations?
My expectations, my kids and his peers' expectations.
The word that I would choose is labeling. I think we are very quick to label whether a child is considered smart, bright, not so bright, stubborn. For example, I'm big on sports with my kid. He came back one fine day and he told me that he was overweight. Unfortunately, we do label without looking at the person's lifestyle. He was asked to probably eat healthy and to exercise more, and I'm just wondering, he's exercising I think more than anybody else in there. I mean, I'm preparing him for triathlon next year. I guess because in a school, when you look at masses, you try to group people.
So, Susie, have your children ever been labelled?
Sure. You see, the thing is with labeling, like with being overweight, it doesn't help that they make it a permanent record as part of your report book. And I think that's something that's very sad. Even other things like children, even though we try not to discuss it at home, things like GEP, DSA, the kids know all about it because there are Kancheong and Jiangsu parents out there who have drilled into their kids' heads from day one that they must get into GEP, or failing that, they must do something at DSA. So what do all these mean? Can you imagine a 9-year-old telling, actually analyzing what would happen if he or she didn't get into GEP? I think that's really scary. So my challenge as a parent is shielding my kids from all of these streaming and application processes, which I deem quite cruel to kids.
Razor TV spoke to Dr. Nirmala Karupia, an early childhood lecturer at the National Institute of Education, about the pressures of being a parent.
Parents have this tendency to look at other parents and other children and feel that if they do not give their own child the same activities and programs, their child might lose out.
Fortunately, these 3 parents do not succumb to the pressure.
Parents who ask me, do you send your children to this? Oh, why haven't you? And blah, blah, blah. So then I'll tell them, something similar and say, here's something else. What about this? Have you considered this and this and this and this? And that freaks them out, and then they stop. But I don't feel the pressure. I mean, as a mom, I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. And I think as long as we remain confident in how we interact with our kids and the relationship we're building with them, I don't think people outside the family should influence too much.
Peer pressures will always be there, but what we try to teach the kids is do your best. Okay, we don't benchmark you against the number 1 or number 2, but we want to see you put in effort, whether hopefully you don't fail, but we want to see your effort reap rewards.
Okay, Dom, any parental pressure from your friends, your relatives?
When my child was getting into primary 1, I was told that he had to go to Kumon and he had to do this and he had to have preparation, and is he ready for is he doing honey pinging? And I freaked. I was like, wow, do you really need to do all that? And I kind of decided with the teachers at Eaton House that I think what was most important was his passion and ability to learn.
That's very true. So indeed, our society has progressed and the education syllabus of today is a far cry from that of yesteryear. In the next clip, we take these parents back to the days of old, where assessment books weren't so prevalent and 5 stones and hopscotch starred in their childhood.